I'm thinking about this woman in Colorado that I really like. I'm thinking about explaining to her first that to me, you're like an air hockey table.
I like fighting to the death on the table, like a gladiator.
This guy hit that through. I fell in love with air hockey in June of 1973. I picked up the mallet, no glove, didn't know anything about it, won 18 games in a row. There was so much energy going through my body of air hockey greatness that my arm just, it was too much. These people are more intense than that.
What do you think, honey, of the air hockey crowd?
I won't say anything.
There's a lot of individuals in air hockey. They have unique interests and they're not a real mainstream. Men, traditionally competitive, typically not in relationships with women, kind of loners, kind of in love with the table and maybe married to the table, I don't know.
I used to play air hockey every day. I'd play 30, 40 games a day. I would just play air hockey. That's what I like to do.
That's ridiculous.
Mark feels like he has to make sure that air hockey's not going to die, to make sure that when he is dead, air hockey will continue living.
I think the extinction of air hockey is a very real concern.
All right, guys. Sorry we're getting a late start this evening. Welcome everybody out to the Robin Hood Weekly Championship, coming at you from the beautiful West University neighborhood here in Houston, Texas. We are joining a match in progress between Jacob Munoz and Luis Cervantes. This is going to be a winner's bracket early round match. Winner of this will be moving into the quarterfinals to face off against Benjamin Evers, who beat Rolf Moore earlier this evening. Loser of this match, as always, will be headed to the elimination side of things. Their night will not be over. My name's Jay, and I'll be sitting here with you all evening long to talk about all of the exciting air hockey action we have going on. This is a good match we have going on between two of the stronger players in the National Air Hockey League. Jacob Munoz, this year's most improved player at the World Championships. Luis Cervantes had a deep run of his own as well. Both of these players are Cervantes is playing at a higher level than Jacob Munoz, but Jacob Munoz did deny his handicap points for this match. Again, my apologies that things are getting a late start this evening. As always, a big thanks goes out to our sponsors at the I-45 Bingo Hall, located at the corner of 1960 and 45 North in the wonderful Spring area of Houston. Make sure you make your way up there tonight. Take a chance at a guaranteed $10,000 in cash and prizes. I've got a game starting up there at 11 p.m. here in about 30 minutes, so take your mobile device so you can follow along with the air hockey action and head your way on out to play some bingo. Got some thoughts about our Astros as well tonight with an ugly Game 5 loss to the New York Yankees. Verlander, after getting out of what was an ugly first inning, pitched a gem, but fortunately couldn't get any scoring support behind. And Jacob Munoz going to go ahead, and I believe Jacob Munoz has finished off Luis Cervantes 2-1 in this early round match. So congratulations to Jacob. He'll be moving on to face Benjamin Evers in the winner's bracket semifinals. Folks, we're going to cut away for just about 2 minutes. I will be right back with some more air hockey action.
I'm thinking about this woman in Colorado that I really like. I'm thinking about explaining to her first that to me, you're like an air hockey table.
Alright guys, we have a good one here about to start between Tony Morris and Rolf Moore. This will be an elimination bracket match, so the loser of this match will be packing their bags and heading home for the evening as Tony Morris leads off the scoring. I believe ties it up with Rolf 1-1. Rolf will be getting a 1-point head start based on the discrepancy in our player level. Tony playing, I believe, at a level 4, and I believe Rolf's a level 3. Doesn't matter much here. All we need to know is Rolf gets a point before the beginning of each game. To get everyone caught up who might be a first-time viewer, our weekly championships here at Air Hockey Live 360 consist of a double elimination bracket formatted tournament. Each player can lose one match and continue on and still have a chance at the championship. But the earlier you get into the elimination bracket, the harder a hill it is to climb to get to the top of that mountain. Tony Morris off to a confident start. 3-1 lead on Rolf Moore, and Rolf Moore has yet to score a natural point as Tony Morris has now got him down 4-1. But back to what I was saying, each match is a best of 3 game set, so the first player to win 2 games in each match will be the victor. Each game is played to 7 points. You only have to win by 1. But again, this is a handicap tournament. All of our players have been rated at different levels. You take the higher level player, subtract his level from the lower player's level number, and there is how you get your head start. So Tony Morris with the skunk over Rolf Moore in game number 1. Morris rattling off 7 unanswered. See if Rolf Moore can come back from that. Decent turnout tonight, folks. Looks like we have 12 entrants tonight. Not nearly as large as the 19-man turnout we had last week, but still a good show. We're expecting an even larger turnout next week, as it will be one of the final tune-ups before the Texas State Championship. Information on the Texas State Championship, it will be the weekend of November 2nd. That's the first weekend in November. You can message us directly through Facebook for details. Tony Morris, a little bit slower start, not scoring right off the jump, but now has scored 8 unanswered and has knotted up Rolf Moore at a point apiece. That is 9 unanswered points now from Tony Morris, folks. He is running and all the momentum is on his side of the table. Switching sides did nothing to stem the tide of scoring that Tony Morris has unleashed on Rolf Moore here. Rolf more of a deliberate player. Tony taking a way more aggressive style, playing a lot faster than Rolf, and Rolf finally, after 10 unanswered points, gets off the schneid with his first natural score of this match. Still hasn't slowed Tony Morris as he scores a beautiful right wall under on Rolf Moore to move ahead 4-2, and before I could even finish talking about that, another shot right down the middle, sneaks it by Rolf Moore on the left side, and Tony Morris rolling hard at 5-2, now 6-2. Nice forehand with the left wall under. Great shot by Tony Morris, and now looking at match point. Rolf Moore gonna need a miracle to make a comeback in this match. Rolf Moore not going down without a fight. Gets another point off and has cut the lead to 6-3, but still staring down match point. Good block there from Moore. Block and settle, but unable to get his attempt on goal. Rolf Moore played some solid defense here late, doing his best to hold off that last point, and Tony Morris with the mistake. Moore unable to capitalize, and Tony Morris with possession again. Moore's gotten his shots off in this match. He's just lacked the accuracy needed to sneak one by Morris, and Morris has been countering everything Moore's thrown at him to huge success. Again, Tony Morris scoring 10 unanswered points in this match before Rolf Moore could even get one natural in, and Tony Morris going to win this elimination bracket match and move into the elimination quarterfinals. He defeats Rolf Moore 7-1, 7-4. Congratulations to Tony. We are going to cut away for just a few seconds while we get this next match set up for you. My name is Jay, and we will be back in about 30 seconds. All right, folks, we are back, joining a match in progress between Chris Gibson and Luis Cervantes. We are sitting at 0-0 in game number 1. We've just gotten things underway. Ben Ebers officiating this match for us. Luis Cervantes in the baseball hat, and Chris Gibson with the Remember the Titan Sunshine blonde hair. I believe this is an even level match, so we're not going to see a head start in this one. should be quite entertaining. I'm going to sit back and let these players do their thing. And Chris Gibson draws first blood, moves up 1-0 on Luis Cervantes with a beautiful right wall under. Cervantes unable to get a mallet on it, but with a quick answer of his own, and we are all knotted up at 1. It's going to be 2-1 for Cervantes. Little mistake there by Gibson. Unable to stop the attempt by Cervantes, and Cervantes with 2 quick ones back to back. Now up 3-1. Sorry, folks, got to get an updated score for you. Cervantes still holding now a slim lead over Chris Gibson, but gets to game point first, and Chris Gibson staring at a 6-4 deficit. Gonna need to rattle off 3 unanswered to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat here against Cervantes in game number 1, and he's unable to do so. So Cervantes wins game number 1, 7-5. The players will be switching sides. And we will reset. Nice game. Nice opening game there from Cervantes in this elimination bracket. Round 2 match, I believe. Round 1 in the elimination brackets. I apologize. The winner of this will move on to face Tony Morris in another elimination bracket. I believe that's going to be... quarterfinals will be coming up next. So the winner of this will face off against Tony in the elimination bracket quarters. Now we just had a match finish up between Tyler Gibson and Christopher Cervantes. We'll see if we can get a score updated into Brackalope for you as soon as we can. Nice shot from Chris Gibson as he moves ahead 2-0 on Luis Cervantes here in game number 2. Lewis winning the opening tilt in this match, 7-5 over Gibson. And Lewis capitalizing on some sloppy defense there by Chris Gibson, unable to control his own rebound. An own goal in the world of air hockey, if you will. But Gibson moves ahead 3-1 on a nice shot right down the middle. Cervantes unable to get a mallet on it. Cervantes with some nice drift work and plays one hard and high off the right rail. Sneaks it underneath the defense of Gibson. And now Cervantes has cut the lead to 3-2. Gibson needing a win here in game number 2 or his evening will be over. Nice forehand attempt from Gibson, but misses wide left, and then the over attempt missing just on the left side, but able to capitalize in the end, and now Gibson moves ahead of Cervantes 4-2. Cervantes has slowed down the pace of play here in game number 2 a little bit. Looking to change up his strategy. The puck flying all over the table was definitely favoring Chris Gibson here in game number 2. Cervantes well in game number 1, but unable to keep up that frantic pace as Gibson was the one who started finding holes in the defense. Another good shot from Gibson, and he moves up 5-2. Gibson took a little bit off that last attempt, but Cervantes ready for it on defense. Nice shot by Cervantes. Comes right down the middle on Gibson, and Gibson unable to do anything about that shot defensively. Cervantes let it go, and all Gibson could do was watch as it snuck right by the mallet and into the back of the scoring area. Nice block by Cervantes. Blocked it and settled it. See if he can do anything with the counter. Unable to do so as Gibson shuts him down. Another good shot from Gibson, and now he's looking at a game point to even this match up at 1 game apiece. Cervantes going to have to score 4 unanswered here to finish off Gibson in game 2. And he's going to be unable to do so as Chris Gibson wins game number 2, 7-3. So Cervantes has 1 win at 7-5. And Cervantes has one, or at 7-3, and Cervantes has a game 1 win at 7-5. We are going to reset, and Cervantes scores right off the snap. Moves ahead quickly, 1-0, but Gibson with a nice answer off the right rail. Sneaks it to the underside of the mallet, and now the points are coming fast and furious. Look at this exchange, folks. Doesn't get much faster than that. Cervantes looks like he's trying to use some drift work to open up the defense of Gibson, and he does just that. Beautiful circle drift work from Cervantes, and shoots one down the middle. Nice block by Gibson, able to gain the possession away from Cervantes, but unable to capitalize on his first 3 attempts. And that's 4, all missing wide right. Looks like Gibson is setting him up, and that's absolutely what he did. Good work from Gibson, working that back right wall and then coming back down the left as soon as Cervantes started leaning and trying to cheat. That wasn't such an effective strategy, folks. We wouldn't see so many of these players using it. They'll work one side of that back wall 3 or 4 times, and as soon as their opponent tries to cheat and lean over there to get a quick counter, they'll bring it back the other way, rip it right down the opposite side, and there's nothing the defender can do about it. Gibson's knotted this up at 3 points apiece. Neither of these players looking to call it an early night here at the Robin Hood Weekly. Cervantes had a nice run, last month, winning a couple of these championships. Gibson has made a couple of championship tables this year. I don't recall right off the top of my head if Gibson has a victory, but I know I've seen Lewis win this tournament on multiple occasions. As always, you can follow us on Facebook at Airhockey Live. I believe we're still all knotted up at 3, folks. Not a whole lot has been going on here. Lots of good defense. And both of these players really needing to improve the accuracy factor if they're going to win here and move on. I think the first of these two players to find their range, their scoring range here in Game 3 is going to be the one moving on. Again, for everybody new to the sport of air hockey, our weekly championships are open to the public, folks. First visit is free. Any subsequent trip out here to our weekly championship, we just ask for a small $5 donation that hopefully will be refunded to you with the victory. All donations that we take here at the Robin Hood House do go to the prize pool. More folks we have, more money in the pot, bigger payout for the championship. Generally, we pay out the top 3 spots. I mean, we're not talking life-changing money, but it's definitely a tank of gas or a 12-pack of beer. Good shot from Cervantes, and we are all tied up at 5 apiece. Gibson is the first to match point. Cervantes not on the ropes by any measure, but it's going to end on a defensive mistake by Luis Cervantes. Chris Gibson going to win and move on in this elimination bracket match. 3-7, 7-5, 7-5. Congratulations, Chris Gibson, who will be moving on to face Tony Morris in the elimination brackets. All right, folks, we're going to cut away for just a moment and get our next match set. We will be back right after this short break. Okay, folks, we are back, and this is going to be a winner's bracket semifinal between Benjamin Evers and Jacob Munoz. Evers out to a 4-2 early lead. Some of that is some head start points based on the handicap. Jacob, a much higher level player than Mr. Evers. Jacob again with the 4th place finish at this year's World Championships and voted most improved player this year by his peers. All right, and Ben up to a 5-2 lead over Jacob here in game number 1. I believe Ben Evers is playing at a 2 or 3 and Jacob is playing at a 6. So I believe Ben gets a 3-point head start in each of these. But it's 3 or 4 points. We'll just have to see when we reset for game number 2. Ben doing what he can to take that head start and try to make quick work of Munoz here in the semifinals. But Jacob will absolutely not go down without a fight, and there is a reason that these players get these head starts. You absolutely expect the better the 2 players to make up the stagger and make a game of it. And it would appear Munoz is in the midst of doing just that. As we move to 5. Oh, it's now 5-4. It's now 6-4. So Evers with the chance to close Munoz out here in game number 1. Ben trying to work the rails on his side of the table, use a little bit of drift work, but Munoz might be a little too smart for that. And as I say it, Ben Evers finishes off Jacob Munoz 7-4 in game number 1. Congratulations to Ben. Gonna reset, get things going here in game number 1 as Jacob Munoz scores right off the snap to cut into that. Oh, I apologize, folks. There was no head start. Evers just hung with Jacob that whole way. We're now at 1-1. But Munoz out to a 2-1 lead. And Evers with the forehand attempt, unable to keep it on the table, so Munoz will gain the offensive possession, but give it right back with the same issue, unable to keep the puck on the table. Another nice shot from Munoz, and now he's got some of the momentum going to his side of the table. Jacob plays very, very quickly. Deadly accuracy with that forehand that he's been working on. Evers with some more drift work, but unable to loosen up the defense of Munoz. Another good shot from Evers. Right wall under, sneaks it right behind the defense of Munoz, but eventually backs it up with some sloppy defense and once again behind. 2 points, now at 4-2. Evers still working on closing the gap, now down just a single point, and we are all tied up now at 4 points apiece. Good work from Evers to battle back against Munoz. Jacob moves ahead once again. Good straight shot right on the restart. And Evers scores with a beautiful backhand of his own. All knotted up at 5, folks. And Jacob gets to game point first here in game number 2. This has been a pretty entertaining battle, folks. Lots of hard and fast and furious back and forth action. We are all tied up at 6. A score for Munoz extends us to game number 3. A score from Evers will send Mr. Munoz on to the elimination bracket, into the elimination side of things. But it's going to be Munoz, 7-6 in game number 2. So we are going to reset and do it again. Both of these competitors with 1 game win each. Evers winning game 1 7-4, and Munoz winning game 2 7-6. And it's going to be Evers who scores first, out to an early 1-0 lead. Evers and Munoz meeting at center line. Munoz coming away with the possession, though. And Munoz nods it. We're all knotted up at 1. These two players definitely giving us our money's worth here on a Friday night. Winner of this moves into the winner's bracket finals and will be just 1 more win away from the championship table. Loser of this match will take a straight ticket shot over to our elimination bracket semis. Nice shot from Munoz, and he moves ahead 2-1. Another good shot from Munoz off the right rail, but Evers with a quick answer, and just like that, we're at 3-2. Another good shot from Jacob, and now has doubled his lead, starting to pull away. Evers going to need a score here to stop the bleeding. But instead he surrenders possession. He finds his goal, though, on the counter on the try from Munoz. Another good shot from Jacob, and moves back ahead 2 at 5-3. And Jacob, the first one to match point. Evers going to have to score 4 unanswered, and I couldn't even get that out before Jacob Munoz finishes off game number 3, 7-3. So that will send Mr. Munoz into our winner's bracket final. And Mr. Evers, unfortunately, will be moving into the elimination side of things to the elimination bracket semifinals. Folks, we'll be right back after this quick break. All right, folks, looks like we are ready to get underway. This is going to be an elimination bracket. Or no, this is going to be the other winner's bracket semifinals between Danny Allred and Alex Ortiz. Young Jacob Munoz will be officiating this match for us. Players come to center table for the face-off, and we are going to be underway. Alex Ortiz winning the opening face-off and getting off a quick shot that's unsuccessful. And Alex Ortiz going to start the natural scoring. Mr. Allred is going to get a 3-point head start in each of his games against Alex. Alex with another one. Making up the stagger in a hurry. Mr. Allred needs to be careful not to let And Alex has done just that, made up the stagger, and we are all tied up at 3 points apiece. And Danny with his first natural point moves ahead 4-3 on Alex. And Alex Ortiz is taking the lead, folks. Looking to close out Danny Allred here in game number 1. Allred not giving up without a fight, but Alex Ortiz, first one to game point. The winner of this will be moving on to face Jacob Munoz in the winner's bracket finals. And a chance to move on to our championship table. And Alex Ortiz going to finish off game 1, 7-5. And players reset. Danny Allred going to open the scoring and move ahead quickly 4-0 on Alex here in game number 2. But Alex did have a game 1 victory, so he does have a game 2. Game to spare a little bit here. Danny's still ahead 4-0 on Alex. Alex looking to get off the schneid here on this possession. And able to do just that. Nice shot from Alex Ortiz to opening the scoring on his side of the table. And it may have just opened, may have bursted the dams. Let's see if Alex can pile on a couple more here. Nice block from Allred on that attempt. Alex is slowly closing the gap. Danny able to get 1 point off here in game number 2. Alex has now scored 4 unanswered. And just tied it all up at 4. Again, Danny gonna need a victory here to extend this match to a third and deciding game. If Alex wins, he will be through to the winner's bracket finals. And Alex gets it to match point. Allred gonna have to score 2 before Alex finds the back of the goal again, or this one will be over. And we are all knotted up at 6, folks. Next point is gonna win it. A point from Allred, we go to game 3. A point from Ortiz, Allred will be heading to the loser semis. And it's going to be Alex Ortiz, folks. Going to win 7-5, 7-6. Good show from Alex. He moves into our winner's bracket final, while Danny Allred will be moving into the elimination bracket semis to face off against the winner of Tony Morris and Chris Gibson. Folks, we will be right back. Don't you go anywhere.
My name is Brian Acrocco. I'm the President and CEO of United Airhockey Promotions. I have been running air hockey tournaments for about 15 years now, and I manage them here at SMU Houston. Most new players, when they step up for the first time, they're quite surprised at the quality of skill that we have at the sport. Most people out that have not seen professional air hockey don't realize how advanced it actually is.
folks, this is an elimination bracket match between Tony Morris and Chris Gibson. The winner of this moves on to face Danny Allred in the elimination bracket semis, while the loser is going to have to pack their bags because they will be going home. Tony Morris up to a 4-2 lead over young Chris Gibson. And Tony had an opening round loss to Danny Allred, but has a chance for a rematch with Allred if he can muster a victory over Gibson right here. Morris with a 1-point lead, 5-4 over Gibson here in the first. We are all knotted up now at 5, folks. Gibson not letting Morris get away, but Morris with a nice shot gets it to game point. Morris looking to close out Gibson right here on this possession, but he's unable to do so. I believe we are all knotted up at 6, folks. Sudden death for game number 1. Is it going to be Morris or is it going to be Gibson? It is going to be Gibson winning game 1, 7-6. Players will switch sides. And we are underway. Morris will start game 2 with possession, but staring at a 1-0 deficit. Tony Morris is going to have to rattle off these next 2 games to knock Chris Gibson off and continue his evening here at the Robin Rig Championship. Chris Gibson opens the scoring and now trails only 2-1. Holding steady here at 2-1. As soon as I say it, Gibson knocks it up at 2 points apiece, and Tony Morris with the quick answer continues to hold his lead at 3-2, but only for a moment as Chris Gibson ties it up once again. Holding steady at 3-3, Chris Gibson with possession, peppering the scoring area of Morris when unable to finish it off and get one through. And Morris takes the lead at 4-3. Tony Morris has a chance to close up game 2 here and force a game 3 if Chris Gibson can score 2 more right here. Tony Morris's night will be over. And it's going to be Chris Gibson, folks. He wins in straight games, 7-6, 7-6. He will move on to face Danny Allred in the Elimination Bracket semifinals. Quarterfinals. I apologize. Yeah, we will be right back, folks. Hey, Ben, who's next?
What's that?
Rocco. I'm the president and CEO of United Airhockey Promotions. I have been running air hockey tournaments for about 15 years now, and I manage them here at Houston. Most new players, when they step up for the first time, they're quite surprised at the quality of skill that we have at the sport. Most people out that have not seen professional air hockey don't realize how advanced it actually is.
Guys, our players are taking a quick break because we're coming down to our last few matches. We are getting everything set to get the rest of the night going. We will be right back in just a few minutes. Ralph, can you close the door all the way? Because I gotta.
What?
All right, guys, we've got an elimination match going between Chris Gibson and Danny Allred right now. Danny Allred is out to a big 4-0 lead to start. He did get a 2-point head start based on our handicap system. And Chris is off the schneid with his first point of the game. Gibson cuts the lead in half now, only trailing 4-2. And Gibson now cutting into that lead. The momentum switching to his side of the table. Now we're all tied up at 4. Gibson with the mistake, surrenders possession over to Allred. And Allred capitalizes with a nice forehand, left wall under. Gibson ties it up at 5, but Allred not surrendering the lead. First 1-2, game point. And Allred going to beat Chris Gibson game number 1, 7-5. Good show from Allred in game 1. Players are going to switch sides, reset. We get game number 2 going right away. Gibson opens the scoring in game number 2, now only trailing 2-1. 3-1, I apologize. And Allred now up 4-1, but quickly 4-2. And Gibson has closed the gap and evened it up at 4 apiece, folks. But Gibson once again takes the lead and moves ahead 5-4. Chris going to win game number 2, 7-5. So we are all knotted up at a game apiece. And Gibson ahead 5-4, threatening to move this to match point. Allred looking to tie it up. But Gibson moves ahead. It is now 6-4, and Chris Gibson is on match point with the opportunity to move forward into the elimination semis. And it's going to be Chris Gibson, y'all. He will be moving on to the elimination bracket semifinals to face off between the winner of our next match between Tyler Gibson and Benjamin Evers. I apologize, folks. Chris Gibson will be moving on to face his brother Tyler Gibson in the next match we have upcoming. We'll be right back with you in just a moment. This is our winner's bracket final, folks. Alex Ortiz has got a 3-1 lead over Jacob Munoz. The winner of this match will be the first entrant to our championship table, while the loser will catch a one-way ticket to the elimination bracket final to face off between the winner of the Gibson brothers, Tyler and Chris. Coming down to it, folks, here at the Robin Hood Friday Night Championship. And Alex Ortiz has got all the momentum going his way, and he's now up 4-0. And Alex Ortiz is the first one to gain point in game number 1, winning a 6-4 lead over Jacob Munoz. We're all knotted up at 6, folks. This is sudden death for game 1. We might be getting a preview of the championship table right now, as these are our last 2 players without a loss. But only time will tell. We do not count our chickens here at 360. We let these play out and see how it goes. And Alex Ortiz is going to win game number 1, 7-6. One step closer to that Friday night championship table. And our judge takes a good one. Small delay, folks. We're going to switch officials. Got a small injury to our official, Chris Gibson. His brother Tyler is going to take over. We're at, I believe we're at 5-3. Could be 5-4. Alex Ortiz won the opening match 7-6. But I believe he's trailing Jacob Munoz 5-4 in this match. And away we go. Jacob with the chance to even this match up at a game apiece. looking to close out Ortiz right here. But Alex not going away, Quo, and no, that was a point for Munoz. Gonna win game 2, 7-4. So both players with 1 game apiece. Alex Ortiz winning the opening tilt 7-6, and Jacob Munoz finishing off game 2, 7-4. And all the momentum going Jacob Munoz way in game number 3. Ortiz begins to stop the bleeding with the goal at 5-1 to make it 5-2, but Munoz is really on a roll here in game number 3. Ortiz closing the gap. But then makes a mistake and allows Munoz to get to match point. Alex Ortiz may be in trouble, folks. And it's going to be Jacob Munoz, folks. He is going to take care of our winner's bracket final, and he will be the first contestant at our championship table. Alex Ortiz will move into the elimination bracket final to face off against the winner of our next match between Chris and Tyler Gibson. We will have that for you in just about 5 minutes. folks, away we go. A battle between the brothers Gibson, Tyler and Chris. Chris sporting the long blonde hair. Tyler sporting the short black. I believe Chris might be a little bit higher ranked player than Tyler, but we'll have to see. It does look like Tyler's getting at least 2 points in this, so we'll just go ahead and give him that to start. Scoring coming quick here now, folks. And Tyler looking to close out his brother Chris here in a hurry in game number 1. Up 6-2 in a... Got to 6-2 fast. Looking to make it 7 right now. And Tyler's going to win the opening game 7-4, folks. Good show by, I believe Tyler's the younger of the two brothers, but we'll have to get some confirmation on that for you. Winner of this match will be moving on to face Alex Ortiz in the elimination finals. So just 2 short victories away from the championship table. Loser of this will be going home with a very respectable 4th place finish. And Tyler Gibson gets to match point. His brother Chris was running him down. But Tyler able to extend it to 6 and looking to close out his brother right now. And it's going to be Tyler Gibson, folks. He's going to close his brother out 7-4, 7-5. Good show from Chris Gibson. He will be moving on to face Alex Ortiz. We will have that match for you in about 5 minutes' time. So make sure you stay tuned, and we will be back after this short break. Folks, I guess I was wrong. Tyler Gibson is foregoing his breather, and we are getting things going in the elimination final now. And Alex Ortiz scores right off the snap. Winner of this match will be moving on to face Jacob Munoz at our championship table. While the loser if you've made it this far, you are in the money. We always try to pay the top 3. So whoever does lose this match with a very respectable 3rd place finish and maybe $5 or $6 worth of gas money. Tyler Gibson knotting it up at 3 points apiece here in game number 1. Alex Ortiz regains the lead. Tyler manages to knot it up at 4. Alex, obviously a higher ranked player, playing at a level 6, while Gibson is playing at a level 2. So a level 4, I apologize. So Tyler does get a 2-point head start in each of these matches. But Alex, first one to game point at 6-4, looking to get that rematch with Jacob Munoz in the finals. Alex Ortiz gonna win game number 1. We are gonna switch sides, reset, and do it all over again. Tyler Gibson gonna need to win this game to continue the match, or he will be all done with a 3rd place finish. Tyler with the opening possession here in game number 3. And capitalizes, moves ahead quickly, 3-0 on Alex Ortiz. Now 4-0 on Alex. After a opening game loss, Tyler trying to make a statement early on here in game number 2. And Alex finally off the schneid here in game number 2 with 2 quick ones against Tyler. And just like that, the lead is cut in half. And Alex Ortiz is slowly but surely coming back in this match against Tyler Gibson here in game number 2. Gibson needs to be careful not to let the KG veteran get by him and take a lead. And it's now 5-3 in favor of Gibson, but Alex Ortiz not letting him get away. Another good shot from Ortiz. That one going high off the left rail and sneaking it under the defense of Gibson. But Gibson gets to game point first. Anything can happen once you get to 6 points. Could be your first time out here. Everybody's got a chance to sneak the game winner in. Almost a mistake there from Alex Ortiz. That puck was in the scoring area and bounced out off the side. And Tyler Gibson going to take game number 2, 7-5. So one more time, we are going to switch sides and do it all over again. Alex Ortiz with the game 1 victory, but Tyler Gibson tying it up by winning game 2, 7-5. Both these players want that shot at the championship. At this point, it's just a matter of who wants it more. Scoring's coming fast and furious now, folks. Winner of this game here will be facing Jacob Munoz at the championship table. Which one of these players wants it? Gibson had his 2-point head start, but Ortiz has made that up and is only 1 point down. Gibson gets it to match point first. Ortiz going to have to get 3 unanswered or his night is going to be over. And it's going to be Tyler Gibson in the final, folks. Great show from Alex Ortiz. Solid third place finish. But our championship table is set. It is going to be a battle of the youngsters. Jacob Munoz against Tyler Gibson. We will have that match for you as soon as we come back. And we are underway, folks. This is it. Our championship match for the Robin Hood Weekly. It is going to be Tyler Gibson versus last year's most improved player, Jacob Munoz. Tyler does get a 2-point head start in each of these matches, but Tyler Gibson is going to need to win 4 games before Jacob Munoz can win 2 to claim the Friday night championship. Gibson coming out of the losers bracket. Munoz undefeated through to the championship table tonight. Our official for the championship match will be Alex Ortiz, who was just narrowly defeated by Tyler Gibson. Ortiz with a wonderful third place finish tonight. Is Munoz finally off the scoring schneid? And now only trails 4-1. And Jacob Munoz closing that gap, now only trailing Gibson 4-2. But Gibson not allowing Munoz to get closer. Stops the bleeding and moves ahead 5-2 on Munoz. And Gibson, first to get to game point. Munoz going to need 5 unanswered now. Tall order for anybody, and he's not going to be able to do it. Gibson wins game 1, 7-2. Switch sides, we are gonna do it again. Gibson with his 2-point head start and a 1-game lead here in the opening game of our second game number 2 of our championship match. Again, Munoz out of the winner's bracket, only needs to win 2 games. Gibson out of the elimination side, gonna need to win 4. And Gibson off to a good start here in game number 2. Scores right off the opening possession. Munoz cuts into the lead. Opens his scoring here in game number 2, and now only trailing 3-1, but now trailing 4-1 is Gibson. The scoring coming easy for him now. And Gibson now has match point. And Tyler Gibson wins the first match, 7-4, 7-4. Gonna switch sides and do it again. Now both of these players with a match loss. So these next couple games could decide it all, folks. Next player to win 2 games will be our champion for the Robin Hood Weekly for October 19th, 2019. Well, folks, Munoz has found the offense that was missing in the first match against Tyler Gibson. Gibson unable to get a natural point here in game number 1 of match number 2 here at the championship table. And Munoz up to 6-2 right off the bat. 6 unanswered points before Gibson finally gets off the schneid. Scores 6-3, but Munoz gonna win game number 1, 7-3. And again, we are switching sides. We will do it again. Tyler Gibson only able to muster a single point in game number 1. But Gibson opens the scoring here in game number 2. And Munoz with a quick answer. Closing the gap at 3-2, but Gibson not letting him get any closer. Moves ahead again, 4-2. Jacob Munoz within the point of the lead now. Gibson trying to hold him off here in game number 2. Munoz looking to claim the championship right here, not wanting to see a game number 3. Munoz ties it up. Gibson with some good circle drift work, but unable to get the accuracy he needed on the attempt. 2 good ones that both look like they bounced in and out. And Jacob Munoz takes the lead. Gibson better be careful here. Can almost feel the momentum switching to Munoz's side of the table. And now it's match point, folks. Championship point for Munoz. Tyler Gibson in real trouble now. Tyler Gibson holding on defensively, but it's not going to be enough, and Jacob Munoz is going to be our champion for October 19th, 2019. Tyler Gibson with a solid second place finish, and Alex Ortiz with a third place finish. Folks, once again, make sure you follow us on Facebook as well as on Twitch. Again, thank you to all our sponsors, the I-45 Bingo Hall, where'sthegig.com, and our many individual benefactors. My name is Jay. This has been Air Hockey Live 360, the Friday Night Robin Hood Championship for October 19th. Congratulations again to Jacob Munoz on his victory. We look forward to seeing you all next week. And I am out.